Hello, everybody, and welcome to our today's webinar. Today we will talk about tile imitating metal sheet and our solution for it. It's FlexAdapter, presented last year at Intersolar and finally in K2Base. So this webinar is also a reminder for you which solution we have for tile imitating metal sheet. So maybe at the beginning some rules of our webinar. As usual, if you have any questions, please put them into Q&A section, not in the chat, and use chat for general comments, for example, like bad sound, bad video, or something like this. So if you are missing someone or somewhat in this webinar, it's surely Kyron. But Kyron is today with us from our Berlin office. Hello, Kyron.
Hello, Vlado. Yes, I'm in sunny Berlin today, just near Ostbahnhof in the center of town. So I will be going through all of our sort of online parts. I think my video has just stopped by the looks of things, but
It's
I hope
quite
you can
slow,
still.
but we can see you.
I hope you can still hear me.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll turn it back on for a second. And we'll be going through our website and some information online. So hopefully my internet picks up a little bit and we can share it a little more clearly. But if not, I'm sure we'll find a way. So, Blair, I'll pass back to you then.
Yep. Thank you, Karen. But today we have some more support. There are also colleagues from our foreign offices. Guys, do you want to present yourself? So maybe let's start
Yes, hi.
with, maybe let's start with Tomasz, exactly.
Yeah, hi. I'm Tomasz Flego, so area sales manager for Southeast Europe. So if you have any issues with English, I can help you with the Slovenian or Croatian language. And yeah, thank you for joining us.
Dariusz, maybe you is next.
Yeah, hello. I'm Dariusz from Poland, and I am responsible for the Polish country. So any questions in Polish language, just let me know, and I will try to help you. And also with me is Bartosz. Bartosz will introduce himself as well.
Everyone. Poland, I'm a technical sales, so with any technical question you can reach me. I'm here to help you.
Thank you, guys. And Katarzyna, the last one.
Hello, my name is Katarzyna Gregorova. I'm responsible for Czech Republic and Slovakia. So if you have any questions in your native language, so you can ask me or you can send a message to Q&A. Takže děkuji, že jste se připojili, mějte se krásně a užijte si webinář.
Thank you. So yeah, again, so if you have a question in your native language, you can also put in Q&A section, and our today's support will translate the language or reply to you in your local language. Myself, sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, if if you're still someone who don't know me, I'm Vladimir, responsible for technical sales manager for Eastern European countries. Yeah, and you surely saw me already in some webinars on YouTube or on our on our videos. So our today's topic is tile imitating metal sheet. You can see here already a sample. Easily explained is a metal sheet in the shape of a tile. It can be this type of shape or also flat tiles. Two possible options. So maybe just to start, why do we need a special solution for this roof covering? Why we don't use on it our BasicRail or our multi-rail, mini-rail, our standard solution for trapezoidal metal sheet? I believe it's better to show you than try to explain it. So the main issue is the high difference of these waves, yeah, and installing on it a model and clamping it, we will push the model to the rail on this spot. And you will see in this way you create here such small distance on this one and on another one it will be even bigger. Even for this short distance between the basic rails, you see already you have this distance. So if you will try to push this model down with the clamp, you will create tension here. The bigger the distance between the rails, the bigger the tension, and this can lead at the end to cracks in your model surface, and you will damage the model in this way. So this is the reason we wanted to develop a special solution for this type of roof covering. Yeah. So we came to our FlexAdapter. What is the FlexAdapter? So you can see this is our FlexAdapter. What is special in it is this like curved shape of it. Why it's here? It's because with this curved shape, is this here some space in it. I'm trying to find the correct direction. You can move it to the side. Yeah. And in this way, you can compensate the difference in height and difference in pitch. So it's quite simple solution, but still, very useful and very important. So what else was developed for this imitating sheet? Another problem with it is this curved shape of the wave. And this curve radius is usually much bigger than allowed in our multi-rail CSM. So for this one, we developed a special adapter. Let me show the shape. Yeah, it's curved shape here underneath. The purpose of this adapter is to keep your roof watertight. And installation is very simple. You just put our BasicClip, well known from our BasicRail system, into it. And now you can install it on your curved metal sheet, preventing the water from going inside the roof covering. The screws are the same we use for our basic rails, for our basic clips, a bit longer than the screws we use for mini rail or multi rail because of this distance we have to go over. And then they installed into the metal sheet. The remaining components are quite the same as we use for our basic rail. Is, for example, our basic lock. It's installed on the rail. We have it there. No, we don't have it there. So you have to imagine is basic clip is fixed into your crest, into your roof, and this lock is preventing the rail from going from left to the right. Because otherwise the rail can move in the basic clip. It's intentionally done because in this way we're creating so-called floating system, so the rail can extend, so it can move, but it's hold it on one spot with our basic lock. What's important to say about basic clips is our K2 logo here on the top. You will see it's only on one side. It's K2 logo. Why it's here? Because there are two ways to install the basic clip: in this direction and in this direction. You will see here also a different space inside the basic clip. Why it's done? It's done for easy installation of the basic rail. So you install at the beginning the basic clips with logo on top. Then you can just put your rail inside Yeah, you install like two basic clips on both sides of your roof. You just bring the BasicRail inside, but now it can go up. Yeah, and to prevent it, you install every fourth clip turns, so to say. Yeah, and now this clip is preventing the rail from going up. Can we show it on our sample? Do you know it, Klaus? If it's installed correctly? I don't think. Yeah, exactly. Here's the one installed joint, and now you can see it cannot move up or move down. Yeah. So as next step, you install our flex adapters. So you can imagine that for each clamp you need one flex adapter. To install flex adapter, it's very simple. You just put them inside the rail. As next, you put your model on top of it. Yeah. You clamp your models on the fourth side, long side. And now we can show you again. So now here we have no issue, because the models is completely parallel to our flex adapter. So here's no tension on the model. We would have installing it only on BasicRail without our flex adapter. So, but it's not all, yeah. So now it's secured, but as you can see, the complete model can move with our flex adapters. So we need to fix it to prevent it from moving to the side. And we do it with such simple solution with our anti-slip clip. Maybe you know already from our facade solutions. Yeah, it's installed with a screw into the rail. Yeah. Very simple, just screw it in. Yeah. And here on our big sample, you can see them. So here they installed. So you have to install two of them at the end of each rail, on the end of your model field. Install two of them and additional one, so it cannot move to the left now. Yeah. And here you install additional one on the top, on the bottom, so per rail. So it's prevent the flex adapter and your whole system, the models, from moving to the right side. Yeah. So now it's fixed. Exactly. So what else we need? So the clamps are the same. Our standard clamps we use for pitched roofs. Yeah, K2 clamps, for example. We have also some older clamps as one mid, one end. They are discontinued, but maybe you still have them. They will also fit into the flex adapter because we have here our standard K2 channel. So most of our components, except of dome components, for our flat roof dome systems, will fit into the flex adapter and can be installed. So I believe that's all from my side. Karen, do we have any questions we want to answer live?
Yes, I think there was one that has come up just about the EPDM on the, well, it's about the
EPDM, okay.
BasicClip actually,
Yeah,
and the EPDM. So maybe you could just show that in a little more detail.
exactly. So on table, yeah, exactly. So here's our EPDM ceiling of BasicClip. It's here. It's on each BasicClip. Yeah, so it's preventing or keeping the roof watertight. The additional part is also it's a rubber, so it's also preventing the water from going inside your roof. Are there any other questions?
Yeah, and not about that. So the next question was, well, there is another question about base, but I will be showing that shortly. So don't want to
Yeah.
ruin any surprises, I think. Yeah. So another question that's come up was about the height of the frame, but actually I think I might take over and show that on the website. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. So it's easy to explain that we have like universal clamps from 30 to 40 millimeters, most of them. So it's like universal clamps. You just clamp it to your frame. You just have to screw it in.
Yeah. Okay, then I think how about I start sharing my screen and then we can go from
Okay.
there. Just let me know when you can see our website. Can you see it now, Vlado?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, we can see
You
it.
can see it? Okay, perfect. So there was a few questions that have also come up, and I'll go through them while we're talking. But I just wanted to kind of bring you to the landing page from our website, and then take you to where we would find information, because there is a lot on our website as well. So sort of k2-systems.com is the sort of company website, and this has a lot of information on the digital processes we have, who the company is, where we are, some of the capabilities that we have, but not the technical details. So if we're looking for technical details on systems or products, we should actually go to the product catalog, which is just a link from the website. And here you get a bit of a different layout, and the easiest thing to do is to just search for a product if you know what it is. So for today, for example, we're going to talk about a FlexAdapter, so I can just put the FlexAdapter in, and you get more or less every bit of information that you need. So if you are logged in, which I am now, you see our list price. So this might not be 100% accurate if you're buying through a sort of distribution, but it's just sort of a reference that you might be able to use. You have information on the material, on the sales units, on the boxes, and if you, as I said before, if you're logged in, you can download the technical data sheet. So for example, we had the question before about the EPDM as well, and you would see that on here. Yeah, so you just have to be logged in. That's the only thing you have to be aware of for the technical data sheet. But what you can also download from here is the assembly instructions. And this is the place where you find sort of the most information. For any system that we have, you find the most information in the assembly instructions. I think I have it opened a couple of times here, so let's just close this one and present it a little better. So if you know K2 and you've used the what should I say, the BasicRail before, you may already, sorry, I'm just got a notification that has popped up, which I wanted to turn off. you probably already know the BasicRail, and this system is more or less the BasicRail, right? There's just one adapter, the FlexAdapter, more or less, that's added onto it. So a lot of the things are very similar, and we've got a lot of information online in terms of what the BasicRail is, how it works. We're fixing in just into the metal sheeting. What is different about this system, though, is it has the tile profile, I guess, and this adds some geometry changes which need to be considered before doing the project. So you'll see this in the assembly instructions, and you see this in the base part as well. So I just wanted to again put this on a different screen. Sorry. And you see where the project can be made and where it can't be made. And so in comparison to the trapezoidal roofing, we have this sort of one piece of information where the angle between the tiles has to be less than 7 degrees. Right? So this is an important kind of point. You'll see later on in the base software that base will warn you or tell you if this is going to be an issue. But this section of the assembly instructions kind of highlights or outlines what information is necessary before you're going to build on the roof. If we go kind of just down through the assembly instruction, you get a nice overview of all of the parts that are shell. There's optional for a terraglyph. So if earthing and bonding is playing a big role in the project, then you can also, or playing a role in the project, you can achieve this through the terraglyph. This is still, I guess, waiting for a final update. We just want to improve it a little bit better to ensure that all of the parts are there in a best way. So you might see some changes if you are planning a project later in the year or next year about the terraglyph. But and then you kind of go through it, and this is again, or maybe something we can touch on a little bit further, is the EPDM is needed on the BasicClip, which is this part here, for waterproofing or to help with the waterproofing. But for the rounded roof, it's not enough. And so this CSM sort of adapter underneath is a second layer of waterproofing, and also to ensure that this is installed flat on the rounded roof instead of somewhere like an angle to the left or angle to the right. So it sort of has a dual purpose, this basic clip adapter down the bottom. And other than that, I think this is what Vlado was talking about with the switch of the BasicClip. But I wanted to move on from this because before we install, we do actually have to do our planning, so our base software. And for that, I'm going to go to a different website. It's also possible to access base from the main catalog or from the website, but I already have it open because we're doing a project. We're going to do one in Slovenia today, and this is for those who haven't used it, this is our structural analysis tool, right? And so before you're doing any project, to determine whether the project is going to be suitable with the components you want, it's highly recommended that you do some form of structural analysis, and it's a free to use software. You just need to sign up. And we're going to go through a little project first. So I've already started the project. That's why I'm on this project page. Actually, I can maybe just jump back one as well. So so I've named my project wrong, Warp EV, but this is the project that I have started. What I did actually wanted to call it was Tile FlexAdapter. And so this is just a project name. it's not going to play much of a role. But what is important is you choose the location of the project. I'm here in Slovenia today. And then what's going to happen is all of the building norms get brought straight in. So the wind speed, we're going to be right on the coast here down near Koper, gets brought in, and we have to make a few assumptions based on the knowledge that we have on the project. And so this one's quite close to the coast. So I might go either terrain category 1 or 2. There's a few things you usually have to fill out. It might change a little bit depending on the country you're in, but these are all coming from the structural standards of that region. So you're building a technical project that's going to meet the building codes in that location. You then move forward and you can have the option of drawing on Google Maps, or maybe a few, or maybe some other imagery satellite if you have that there. And what I want to do today is draw a gable roof because that's what I have. And we're going to use the tile effect sheet. So I'm really just kind of selecting or trying to create a building which exists here, more or less. So I can then just drawing from the bottom of the roof always go up. And it doesn't matter if it's not matching exact with the imagery. You see here it's a bit pixelated if it zooms in. But as long as the distances are correct, so ideally you've measured them or you have the drawings and you know that it's maybe not 14.6, but it's actually 15 meters. You can easily change that as well. And then you can go through and put in other information such as the building height and slope, and all of these are going to be part of the calculation, the structural calculation, to determine if we can put panels on here and how we're going to fix them. Maybe not if we fix them, but how we're going to fix them. And so some of the information now we need is what is this length here. If you're ever unsure about what you need to fill in base, you can always click on these little question marks. So in this case, we can put in some information. So this height here is going to be something. So maybe it's, in this case, only sort of 2 centimeters or just less. And the crest distance is going to be, you can see it here as well, the distance between the crest. So that's, I think, fairly straightforward. What has happened, and it was subtle, so you might not have seen it, is some messages appeared up here. And so these, you might see different things here. And these ones are hints, more or less. So this is providing you just with a little bit of information of what is required, but it's not really stopping you from going further. As I said before, base might stop you or might give you more information. And so if I was to put in sort of something more here, or I had a very high distance between 2 tiles, I don't know, let's say 60, which is probably impractical, but for argument's sake, I can put this in. And then I get a warning or an error in this case, which says the planning is not possible. So base is kicking back and saying, hey, no, what you are planning cannot be done, should not be done, and stopping you moving forward. And we'll see this, we should see this shortly. So I can put in steel, but I cannot really go any further to my design because of this warning message that has come up. So if I go back to the 2 centimeters or the 19 mil, our message now has disappeared, or our third message, and we can move forward in our design process, more or less. But what is really important as well is, as long as these, and I didn't discuss that so much, is our roof material and our roof thickness, right? And the reason for this is very much like the trapezoidal sheeting, our system is fixed only into the metal here. So it's not into the under construction. And for that, we need to know how thick this is so we can get a value of how strong the screws are when they're screwed into the sheeting. This usually ranges from 0.4 up to 2 millimeters. So 2 millimeters, very, very thick, very strong steel. Different regions have different values. And this is something that if you are unsure of, maybe go on the conservative side, but best is to discuss with the guys on site, trying to find information from the roofer, the roofing material, the roofer manufacturer, whoever you can, of what this material thickness is. Because if you have poor quality roof sheeting, whatever you fix to it may also be then impacted, right? So we're going to leave this as 0.5 and then move on to our design page. So you see here, there's a couple of suggested panel manufacturers. These are just the ones that I have used in the past, and that's why they're here. So if we want to use a Longy panel, maybe we have a sort of 450 panel, so one of the sort of smaller panels on the market today. And once we have put in, or this is automatically selected, all of this information. If you didn't know it, you can also do this user-defined one here and just manually fill this out. There's a long list of panels in here, so you, generally speaking, find the one that you're looking for. We then kind of go through and we can pick the system that's best required. In this case, it's the only system possible, so we can place the BasicRail, and we're going to put it in portrait. From there, we can just draw a little rectangle, hopefully. Here we go. And in this space that I've just drawn, it will place as many panels as possible, right? And so there's quite a few things you can do in terms of maybe deleting panels or increasing this gap in here if I wanted to. So maybe we can make this 500. We're not going to go through all of them today because there's a lot, and we're mainly here to talk about the FlexAdapter. So just the one thing that is actually new from the last webinar I think we have done is there has been an update in Base now where you can pick your end clamps and middle clamps separately. So instead of having it as it was before, for those who've used Base, there was one option. Now you have two options, and you can just pick them sort of as you require. But moving forward, you then see a layout which shows you, if I click on the different parts, it shows you our rails. It shows you where the fixings to the roof are. So this is going to be where our basic clips are and where our BasicClip CSM adapters are. And we more or less have all of the material you need. You can click on anything to find more information if you would like to. You see how our fasteners are going in terms of the strength of this material in comparison to the loads that are on the roof. And there was a question earlier that had come up about, does the FlexAdapter add extra load to the roof? And in effect, yes, it does, but you're not going to see so much. You're not really going to see it anywhere, actually, because it's already incorporated into this software. And so you're not going to plan a BasicRail system on a trapezoidal roof, or if you do have a trapezoidal roof, you will just use the BasicRail system as it is. You don't need this FlexAdapter. If you have a roof with this tile imitation sheet, you will use the FlexAdapter, and you'll go through exactly the same process, and you'll get more or less the same picture. The results might be a little different here, but in an example like this, sorry, at 90%, let's say we've raised it up a little bit, it goes to 100 here somewhere, an extra fixing, sorry, not a FlexAdapter. And so instead of having what do we have here, roughly a 10 clamps, 10 fixings, maybe we have 12, right? And it goes through this process again and again. So while, yes, you might have a little bit higher loads on the panels, you're not really going to notice it because this is just the question that we have. Also, just the answer that we have. It's just that. It's just there. And so moving forward, then you'll find your bill of materials exactly as you would before. With any other system, you can click on them to have a little bit of a picture if you want. With here, you can do many, many things. So you can export the report, which is a very important document for different parties. Depending on what your role in the process is, you might use the report a little bit differently. So for example, if you are installing or you're working with the installing team, you might use this part of the report, which tells you how to cut the rails. You might also use this part of the report because this shows you roughly where you need to install them in relation to the roof. But if you for example, had an issue with the project and a few years later want to check what has happened, or you need to talk to an external party about the strength of the roof or the strength of some parts because for whatever reason you want to replace something, then you might want to look at more of the calculations, which are all down towards the end of the report. Also, in terms of sort of warranty or insurance, the results section here has the calculation lined out more or less. So if anyone needs to come back and say, what have you done as the installer or the person responsible for putting PV on the roof, you can take this document and say, well, I've used K2 and K2 has done all of this. And then if anyone has an issue with it, they can go through and do exactly the same thing to double check or do with it whatever really they would like. Yeah, and so there's a lot of information here which is really defined by the loads, defined by the region and how the region defines how you need to plan the project, what sort of structures you need to incorporate. All of this is captured in this report. So it's a very in-depth document. You can also export it to export the bill of materials. So for example, if you want to take it to a distributor, you can easily get the bill of materials. If you want to import it to different softwares, we have got CAD exports. It can link it with different products as well. Sorry, different online products for inverter manufacturers and design software. There's a lot of connection in here that you have. Generally speaking, we also would talk about this connection with the wholesale web shop because in different regions we have a connection to different web shops in different regions. So you can just export and import the bill of materials from one to the other without any hassle, more or less. However, in this case, because this product is quite new, there's a chance that they don't have this FlexAdapter actually in their system yet, which is not really a big deal. They can obviously buy it and order it and have it delivered in next to no time. It just might not be in their software yet. So just kind of be aware if you are doing a project with the FlexAdapter, you might come across kind of this teething issue. So this was sort of the base part of the report. I saw a question that came in before about what happens if your roof is overloaded. And in our case, everything was quite nice. It worked well, which is always good for a webinar, but that's not actually always going to be the case. So maybe I thought I would just show you what happens if we are planning on the coast here, but we are going to make it a sort of a worse situation. So I'm going to just create an environment in this within the software that it has more load on it, I guess, and hopefully be able to kind of show you what might happen if you're in a situation. So I've put this in as 9 meters as well, but maybe our roof isn't 9 meters, maybe it's 29 meters. It's quite a tall building. Or we have actually thinner sheets. We're probably now going to get a situation where it says our thing is overloaded, right? And so in this case, it's saying the roof has enough or has only so many spaces where you can fix to it. All of these gray lines, and we're trying to put one fixing on every one, and it's not working. Right, something is overloaded. So in this case, we have our fastener that's overloaded. You might see different parts of it. In different roofs, there are different things that you can do. So in this specific one, there's not so much you can do, unfortunately, because the building that you have and all of the information you have here should exist. You can't just do what I did and say, well, it's not 29 meters, it's actually 9 meters. Oh, sorry, no. Like if the building is 29 meters, then put in 29 meters, because this is simulating and it's very important that the simulation is as accurate as possible. What you can do though is say, well, 29 meters, maybe I'm not going to do a portrait project, I'm going to do a landscape project. And in this case, this is probably the only thing you can do with this specific system, because just of the properties of the material itself. And in this case, it might now be suitable. So it's still actually come up now that it's not suitable, but it's a different part that's kind of the issue. But you see, we've got a lot less kind of fasteners, and the reason being that because our panels are now switched, each fastener only represents like a smaller amount of the panel. It's a bit of a very basic overview, but instead of having it the other way where you only have a few opportunities per panel, this one's got now sort of 6 opportunities, and we can put it in there. In this case, I can also see that my panels are concerned down the bottom. So it says in the corner regions. So maybe what I could also do is say, well, actually, I'm not going to put panels down in these corners. I am going to maybe move all of my panels up a little bit because I have a little bit of space. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. This is, again, like something that you have to do for your different projects. And you see that this now sort of a suitable solution. So I mean, another idea could be, and again, this is every project can be a little different, but another idea could be, well, maybe I don't install panels on the corner, right? Before I just deleted these ones to show you could do it, but now I need to delete these panels. And if we're lucky and hopeful, then yeah, so there's now no panel in this sort of red area where the wind is the most, and no panel in this red area. So the system is calculating and saying that it's going to be suitable. And all of this, these different colors and the building and the sort of, we call them roof zones, these are all determined by the standards, the national standards in your region. And so this is all kind of, the calculation is done by us or by the software, so you don't have to. And it's all determined by this location that you've selected on the first page, which brings in the whole national annex of the system. The wind loads, the calculation methods, all of that is calculated based on this location. Okay, so that's all I wanted. Well, most of what I want to present today, but time was going always very quickly. So I don't think we'll go into anything more. Vlado, was there any questions that had come up or anything that you thought of that we could go into a little bit more detail, or should I pass back to you for a final?
I believe we have a user who wants to speak to us, so maybe we can do this voice one.
Yep, that sounds good.
Joseph, yeah. Joseph, do you want to ask us something live? If you want to do it, you just have to unmute yourself and you can speak with us. Or if you want to say hello, it's also possible. Yeah. Joseph, do you hear us? If you have a question you want to ask live, just
No, I think
unmute yourself. You
I
can
think
do
it.
it.
Yeah,
Mistake.
I think
Okay.
it was a mistake.
It
Yeah.
was done by mistake. I don't think so. Huh? Joseph? No, it was a mistake. Yeah, it was a mistake. So maybe the question which comes several times is about our anti-slip clip. How many do we need? How many do we have to install? So Klaus, maybe let us show once again. So you need per one long rail, even if it's connected with another one. Yeah, even if it's a longer rail, yeah, with two rails. Yeah, you need only 3 anti-slip clips. It's always installed like here, 2 on one side, and third one here in the middle. So always 3 anti-slip clips per rail. So you don't need to put additional anti-slip clips here on the other side. Yeah, it's only there. Yeah.
And Vlado, maybe we can add the reasoning behind that one. So could you just jump back to the other video, Klaus? The other screen? Yeah, so the one on the FlexAdapter, not on the BasicRail, but the one on the FlexAdapter, this is an installation helper, more or less. So like this one is not actually required to hold it in place, but it makes the installation so much easier because of the movement in the FlexAdapter. It can be a little hard to like align everything, and if you put this slip clip on and then you put the clamp in, you can just push the panel against it, and it's got a hard stopper to help with the installation. The other two, the one that are on the basic rails, they hold the FlexAdapter in place. So this end panel isn't sort of sliding because the FlexAdapter has no mechanical fixing to the rail. We need to just hold it in place sometimes. And once these two outside FlexAdapters are set in place, then all of the panels are clamped. And so the panels are holding kind of everything else. Like everything is connected from that just by this end one here. And that's why we have so many. Yeah. The maybe actually one thing actually sorry, Blatter, was there anything else that you wanted to add to that?
No, everything is fine. There's just a question, but it's quite related to one project, so maybe we can answer it later.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, maybe some other things that I missed before though. So there's no double layer system possible here. So this is just maybe something to be aware of.
Yeah, but there's also no reason to install 2-layer system because it's much more expensive than 1 layer. It's like
yeah,
you can do it just 1 layer.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think we can probably begin to wrap up then, Vlado. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. So maybe here's another question.
Yeah, no, so the add-on
Yeah.
is not possible with this because On the frame that Vlado has in front of him, you can't move the rails sort of so far up and down the tile. There's like only a really or there's a minimum sort of distance where the rails should be fixed to the tile. So quite different to the trapezoidal roofing, which doesn't give you the option of using the add-on, which is a common, well, a known product for the trapezoidal and corrugated roofing.
Anything else? No, so we have no further questions. So do we have webinars before Intersolar? I believe not. So we have Intersolar, yeah, okay. Yeah, we have no webinars, but you are very welcome to visit us at Intersolar. Yeah, we will be happy to see you. You have opportunity to speak with us live, with me and also with Kyron. So I'm on Wednesday and Thursday there. Kyron, I believe you are all 3 days there.
Yeah, I mean, physically the first 2 days, and no, physically I'll be there the whole time. Mentally, I'll probably only be there the first 2 days, because after 2 days of Intersolar, you know how it is. It's a big event. But we actually have booth party and free tickets for those who are interested in coming. I've just put that in the chat as well. Oh no, Klaus has put that in the chat. Everyone's put it in the chat. So if you haven't yet decided that you would like to come and you would like to come, obviously we can help out with tickets to the event itself. So you get a day ticket, I believe, but it's free to sign up. You just have to put your details in.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for watching us today, and we see you next time, probably with webinar to Intersolar, to our news at Intersolar. So it will be very interesting. We have some very good news, some new systems, very useful, very interesting. So I really recommend you to see our next webinar after Intersolar. Thank you. See you next time.
All right. Thanks, everyone.